think it might be the most embarrassing loss that I've seen my entire football life, my entire time watching sports. It made no sense. I bet sent you a screenshot. I bet Titans money line. I bet Titans plus 8.5. I saw the number was 8.5, and I said that's far too many points. At some point, the Arizona Cardinals have the most guys on the IR and the PUP across the entire NFL by a long shot. So at some point, I was sitting here saying, well, it's going to matter at some point that the 6th string practice squad corner is out on the field. It's going to matter at some point that Darius Robinson, their first round pick from last year, and Walter Nolan, their first round pick from this year, are both not on this defense. It's going to matter at some point when their 4th string running back, who was on the P squad a week ago, gets called up, and he actually had like a pretty decent game. I picked him up in fantasy. I hope you picked him up too.
Michael Carter.
Yeah, Michael Carter. You finished like 18 points. That was awesome. But none of that mattered, oddly enough, in this game against the Tennessee Titans, where the Cardinals go up 21-6 at halftime. Going into the 4th quarter, it's still 21-6. And then the Titans go on to score 16 points. The Cardinals go scoreless in the second half to go and edge out and beat the Cardinals 22-21. Off the back of some absolute circus plays. It starts with the Emari Demercado 76-yard touchdown run where he pulls up early and accidentally drops the ball, and obviously points get taken off the board, the whole 9. Very unfortunate situation there. And then the second one was
hold on. How do you handle that if you're a head coach? What is
we'll get to that in a second. Because there's a lot. And the second thing that happened was the interception where I guess I don't know what a catch is or isn't, because 9 times out of 10, like if that was an offensive player who caught the ball and fell like that and the ball popped out, it would be not a catch. So the guy intercepts it. He fumbles. It gets kicked around. It goes into the end zone. Tyler Lockett pops on it to score the touchdown. What I want to start with, and I was going to ask you first, what do you think of the Emari Demercado play and crossing the end zone? Because it happens like once a year, twice a year, whatever. There's so many touchdowns scored across the NFL. It's a freak accident. It sucks that it happens. So that was the first thing I wanted to ask you. And then you can ask me your question about if I was a coach, how you'd handle it. But what do you think of this? Because it's so overblown. I feel like the dropping the ball before it gets in the end zone is like so overblown at this point. It's like, all right, he didn't try it. Like he didn't try to drop the football before going into the end. It's just it sucks. It's boneheaded, but like I feel like it's not as big of a talking point as like everybody makes it out to be.
Well, to be fair, I think it looks this bad because of the way that this game ended. If the Cardinals win this game, I think it would have been like, what is it called? Like that shacked in a fool, and they would have made fun of it for like a day, and it would have been like no big deal. But because they lost this game, I think it deservedly it should be talked about a little more, because one thing that I will never understand, and I'm the opposite of you, because I think that you should just get benched right away. Like if you...
Well, he's their 4th string running back. So.
Yeah, you should get benched and you should get cut.
but he is there. Like he doesn't play. Like he's their 3rd, 4th string running back.
I understand the spot on the depth chart, but I just think that that's such an inexcusable thing to happen that I don't know. It just makes me so mad seeing plays like that happen, because it's like, why are you in such a hurry to get rid of the football? Just make sure you're in the end zone,
it's just
and then you can celebrate. Like, just make sure you're in the end zone first, dude, and then you can take do whatever celebration.
Cut and benched is like pretty extreme.
Yeah, I know it is. It's
like
100% extreme.
That's ridiculous. He busted off like a 76-yard run. Like that, if you look at that guy, he has no business doing it. And he's played well the last 2 weeks, and he's deep on that depth chart. It's a bone. Listen, I think it's ridiculous. It shouldn't happen. It should never happen. But it happens like once a year, maybe. And in the spot that it happened, it cost them the game, and it looks bad. But I don't think you should get, like, people were like, yeah, he's cut on Monday. It's like, well, Emari Demercado was like a pro. He like went to the media after, addressed the media, the whole nine. Like, it's not like he was shaving points. Like, it was just a boneheaded mistake.
I know, and I recognize that I am like on the extreme side with this. Do I actually think he should get cut? No, because he did have a nice ass run, but that's just something that makes me so angry that it would just piss me off to no end, especially with the way that this game turned out. Like, there's no reason that the Cardinals should have lost this football game, and the fact that he just drops the football before getting into the end zone after, it's hindsight 2020, to be fair, on my part, because I'm way more mad about it because they lost than if they would have won the football game. So yeah, if they would have won, I wouldn't have that stance. But
regardless, it's inexcusable, win or loss. It's a bad mistake, but like at the same time, like it's just crazy that something played out like that. And you said it, and I'm going to bring it up. You said, if I were a coach, how would I handle it? Not the way Jonathan Gannon handled it. Jonathan Gannon, this is what everyone does across the NFL and college football and everything. When a guy flat doesn't have it, like, Jonathan Gannon isn't an NFL head coach. He's not. He sucks. Mm-hmm. He's not good. His philosophies on offense and defense stink. He's super conservative. He doesn't pull the trigger at the right times. His clock management is extremely questionable. And then now, where he has a situation on the sideline where he hits Emari Demercado after the play, I know that everybody's sitting here being like, oh, like, that's soft, this, that, and the third. Grown men should never touch each other. Like, ever. Like Jonathan Gannon is like 41 years old. He's like 20 years older than Emari Demercado or whatever. Like, two grown men should never hit each other ever. And then, of course, Gannon goes to the presser a day later and has a pity party for himself and was like, oh, I hate the way that I handled that, like, blah, 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 this, that, and the third. Well, if you're going to do something, stand on business at least. So, like, there's, like, the guy who's on the fence, who constantly plays both sides, sucks. And what the Cardinals aren't going to do this offseason, even though you should just cut the line and pull the trigger, because you know that you have somebody who is leading the football team who's just doesn't have the chops for it. So that, I know I said a lot right there, but for your initial question, Jonathan Gannon being mad and yelling in his face, have no issue with. Hitting him is absolutely fucking insane. And for anybody who is like, football soft, blah, blah, blah. No, like, if somebody hit me, like, it's just, you just should never, like, a grown man should never contact another grown man because he's angry. Like, that is like what would have happened then if Demercado wasn't a great pro or something like, what if he hit him back?
Fucking rocked him. Yeah. Demercado would have beat the shit out of him. He's an NFL running back.
So that's where I'm just like, I'm out on the Jonathan Gannon experience as a whole for the Arizona Cardinals. And unfortunately, they won't pull the trigger on him and cut the cord this offseason. But what more do you need to see out of this guy? He's one of the worst head coaches in the entire NFL.
Yeah, I fully understand, like, getting pissed off and, like, getting in your guy's face, yelling at him. But especially over what happened. But yeah, you got to draw the line at hitting your player. Like, it's one thing if you're like slapping shoulder pads, like firing everybody up, like you see Harbaugh do that. Completely different story. But when your head coach is like legitimately reprimanding your running back for a mistake that he made, that's too far. And so I saw a lot of people say the same thing that you were talking about, like it being soft, but I agree with you. You can't that's way too far of a move as a head coach. And honestly, like if I'm a running back or if I'm a player in that locker room and I see a head coach hit a player like that, I'm just like, all right, I'm out of here. I'm checked out. It's
I'd be pissed as fuck.
Yeah, like I'm like, why do I want to go out there and lay it on the line for this guy if he's going to treat my teammates like that? Like that's just piss poor coaching, and I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of that.
A few things. Sorry to make this like the Cardinals episode, but we'll cut this up. But it was just such an egregious loss. Another thing about this entire situation is like everybody's sitting here being like, bench Kyler Murray, fire Jonathan Gannon, blah blah blah. This that and the thing. What do people want Kyler Murray to do? What do people want Kyler Murray to do within this offense? If you watch,
they want him to throw for 375 yards and have four touchdowns, but that's not going to happen.
It's not possible. If you guys think that that's possible, then I don't know what to tell you. This team has an infrastructure problem from the head coach to the offensive coordinator to the defensive coordinator, the entire nine. Their philosophy is just dog shit. That's really all there is to it. And for everybody who sits around, like I saw somebody complaining about Kyler Murray year 7, and it's like him scrambling around in the pocket and then like ditching the football. And I tweeted underneath it and I said, Josh Allen legitimately does this 5 times a game. So like, I just don't, I get it. Everybody loves to hate Kyler. This is that and the third. If you're an Arizona Cardinals fan, or anything, what does getting rid of Kyler Murray do for this football team? There's a million. I reamed it off at the top. Imagine if both of the first round picks were playing football for them this season with Darius Robinson and Walter Nolan. Imagine if all of their corners across the board, Garrett Williams, if Will Johnson didn't miss some games, if Max Melton wasn't banged up, all of these guys. I don't know. I'm a little sick of it. Like Sprack texted me, our one mutual friend, and he picked it. He asked me, he said, who should I pick this weekend for eliminator? I'm leaning Cardinals against the Titans. I said, do not pick the Cardinals against the Titans. I said, pick the Patriots against the Bills. He was like, I'm not doing that. And then he's texting me, freaking out, being like, dude, the Cardinals stink, like blah, 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 this, that, and third. I'm like, well, yeah, they're on their 5th string running back. Their practice squad is playing on defense. What did you expect to happen? Like at some point, like if the entire team is hurt, you're going to see some problems. Last thing, and then we can move on as well. Marv had 90 yards in the first half of the football game. And then in the second half of the game, they didn't even give him a target. They legitimately couldn't guard Marvin Harrison Jr. And then the offensive philosophy, which you have to sit there and watch Osama bin Petzing in the post-game presser being like, oh, I didn't like that play call. Yeah, I got to be better. I got to do this, that, they're better. Like, it's like, all right, dude. Well, you're year 2 in. The first 5 games of the season have looked absolutely horrendous. Like, yeah, you need to do better. But like also at the same time, you have not done anything to adjust what you're doing wrong so far into this season. So it sucks. Year from hell for the Cardinals. I believe that I saw that Kyler Murray did not practice today with a foot. It just seems like this team is just going to be that team who caught the injury bug and it's going to keep going bad. And I could see the Cardinals being one of those teams to definitely finish below the bottom of the barrel this year, strictly just based off injuries. And it's unfortunate because I think that this team is low-key extremely talented, and it feels like this is a wasted year, even with the injuries, because this team could easily be undefeated through 5 weeks so far.
Yeah, they have losses to the Titans and who else?
The Titans, they lost
the Niners and the Seahawks.
The Niners and the Seahawks. So
they lost those 3 games by a combined 5 points.
Yes. And easily the other way too. They could have easily lost the Panthers game. They won 27-22.
Yep.
And they could have easily lost the Saints game where at the end of the game, the Rattler threw it to Juwan Johnson in the end zone and they broke it up. And like you said, 22-21 lost the Titans. The absolute awful blunder on the kickoff against the Seahawks. And then another awful blunder against the 49ers as well. This coaching staff's just all-time bad. It's hard to watch.
Yeah, and sometimes you can make up with bad coaching when you have your team healthy, but the amount of injuries that the Cardinals have had at 5 games through the season, plus the coaching staff is just double negative and not working in their favor at all. Because you're right, I think they could have won these 5 games, and I think they could be sitting there even at 4-1 with a much different feel heading into these next couple of weeks than what they are currently feeling like in that locker room, I'm sure.
Yeah, the talent on the roster or the coaching staff just isn't going to make up for the lack of talent on the roster like you would be able to see like a Shanahan be able to do. I mean, it's just not in their bones. So, yeah,
No.
rough start to the year for the Arizona Cardinals for sure.